Hello everyone and welcome back. Yes, shiny hunting again. Today might be a little bit shorter than normal because I do have to go watch the Fluffo dog. You know, the ever so wonderful Fluffo dog, Luna. Gotta watch Luna later. But I am hoping to at least get a shiny or two today. So yeah, I'm hoping at the very least I get one shiny today. That one shiny, I'm hoping I get at least the Drifloon. If we end up getting the Drifloon, then we're going to move over to Stonejourner. And then if we get the Stonejourner, we're going to move over to the Scarlet family. Who I am not looking forward to shiny hunting the Scarlet family. Because if you remember the Fracas, that was the shiny Clawitzer hunt. Well, Clauncher family hunt. That was not fun. But today I'm going to be going for... well, then again, I guess the Scarlet family wouldn't be as bad because it's poison. It isn't pure water, so I can make a poison sandwich, and I wouldn't need to. I can make a poison sandwich, and I wouldn't need to deal with everything else being spawn boosted. So, like, I guess that's the plan. Because there is an area where I'm fairly certain exclusively Scarlet spawn, well, Scarlet family spawns, and there's no Quillfish, and we already have shiny Quillfish, so that would actually not be a terrible place on. It could be significantly more manageable than the Scarlet, not the Scarlet, the Clawitzer family was, because water type hunts have always been my biggest worry. How you doing, Go Looper? Hello, Blorb. Hello, Anakin. Have you turned into Darth Vader yet? What about a Trick Room setter at the moment? Indeedee is pretty much the best Trick Room setter you could ever ask for. But, female Indeedee. But you need to get the female Indeedee from a Terra raid, level 5 specifically. And those are the only ones that know Trick Room. I think also level 6 raids can have, Trick Room in them. I wonder. Can you bring in a Trick Room female Indeedee from Sword and Shield? And will it still know Trick Room? Because I know that... There's the Drifloon! Literally! Not even 5 minutes into the start! And we already found our ghost balloon! And I don't have my replay buffer running! Well, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Nope. It doesn't learn. It's not an egg move. It is not an egg move, and it is not a TM that it learns it by. It exclusively learns it from Terra raids. It's really, really, really dumb. Got it. Drifloon's done. The Drifloon family is now completed. So now I'm going to go actually check what other ghost types are there in Scarlet Violet for us to hunt. Unless we have all of them. Actually, wait. We have every one of them. We have every... Aside from Mimikyu. Aside from Mimikyu, but I already have a hunt planned for Mimikyu. So, I have everything... I've already got my Mimikyu hunt planned. So, we're done. My Mimikyu hunt is going to be a Masuda hunt. So, we don't need to actually hunt anymore. We can just immediately go and shift over to... I guess we can shift over to Stonejourner. Let's go see if this thing was marked. Check summary. It's not marked. But yeah, that's already within the first 2 minutes. We've already got our shiny. I'm saving again. Oh, it's alright, Alex. It's all perfectly good. Save again. Like, Fastest shiny we've ever gotten. Inside of 2 minutes. And again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Stonejorner. Stonejorner. Oh, wow, there's a Drifloon outbreak. I didn't even need to do that, but, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's go to shiny sandwich recipe. So I'm pretty sure bacon is for rock. Yes, bacon is for rock. I think I should have some bacon. I have enough bacon. Okay. Oh, wait, right, I can also hunt, I'm stupid. There's also, Sandygast. Sandygast I can also hunt, but then again, I'm gonna be hunting for one, Palo Sand via Masuda method. So we can still go for that one. Moray Tower in rotation. I wish you could skip the news in, Splatoon 3. So I'm going to get one Palo Sand, or one Sandygast, because that's all I need. I'm going to be Masuda breeding for a Trick Room Palo Sand, so I'm going to breed for a 0-speed IV, which is going to be how I'm going to get the Palo Sand, but we're just going for Sandygast right now. Which, that's perfectly fine. And after that, we're going to go for a rock sandwich. Well, not all of it. You can only skip the stage rotation stuff. There's some other news info you can't skip. So you can't skip all of the news. Good thing is that shiny Sandygast sticks out like a sore thumb. It's black sand. So it sticks out like frickin' insanity. Unless we can somehow get like the extremely favorable luck of a 0-speed or potentially 1-speed IV shiny Palo Sand. But I don't think we're going to be getting that. I don't think we're going to be that lucky. We can only get one Trick Room shiny via Sandwich. And that was Electros. But again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. That's good. That's good. Yeah, tonight is gonna be an editing spree for me on videos. I'm gonna finish editing the rest of Splatoon 3. That series is finally finished in terms of Let's Play. I have beaten After Alterna. I have everything recorded. I'm gonna be finishing up that and exporting that later tonight, because I actually can't export After Alterna, the episode that is in, because the video is so massive in terms of a file. I don't have the space on my hard drive to store the entire the entire episode. So I need to go in, edit other projects I have, export those, save those files on YouTube and upload them to YouTube, then delete those files and the raw footage, and then I can export the rest of After Alterna. Like, the file for After Alterna is huge. And Mudkip, I timed everything that I was doing when it came to that. When, like, for the most part, most of it was timed. Not all of it was timed, but in total, it was about 7 hours I spent on After Alterna. I'll be real, I haven't really watched much of the Direct. I saw the Pokemon trailer. I saw the thing about Pikmin 4. And I saw the Sonic thing. And that was it. But from what the 3 things I saw, I mean, I don't know Sonic. I at some point will play Sonic. Well, the thing is, there's not 7 hours of recorded footage. There's only about 3.5 hours of recorded footage. Because a lot of it was a singular part of the entire level that I was stuck on, and most all of it just me being quiet. Because when I record and I'm doing something I've already done on footage and I just like keep losing over and over again, I don't really comment. I just basically just sit here and, you know, will occasionally like a grunt in frustration, but I just don't talk. I need to watch out. I mean, I can make the file that is just all of that. And I can share that file with you, Mudkip, but I don't think you're going to enjoy it. But thank you for the watch hours, honestly, with that. Hello, Crimson. Yeah, that's exactly what it was, Mudkip. The entire part of After All Turner that I found hard was the stupid Squid Surge. I don't use the Squid Surge. Yeah. Well, the thing is, Robot Bird has Freeze Dry. So, there's that. But yeah, no, I mentioned Gastrodon, like, popping off and being very good a few days ago when it was like, oh yeah, Urshifu's allowed in, Gastrodon's gonna have a resurgence because Storm Drain, munch munch on all those Rapid Strikes. We are big fans of Gastrodon here. Yeah, the other parts are not that bad. The other parts are not bad. It was just freaking part 1 with the stupid Squid Surge, because I don't use the Squid Surge. I don't think it was Scald. It could be, but I don't think it was Scald. I'll need to go again and rewatch the footage, but it could have been Hydro Pump, because Hydro Pump and Scald animations look very similar. I do hope if they do re-add Scald, they heavily restrict what can learn it. Like, I love Scald. Scald Gastrodon is literally my flagship set. However, I do not want to keep dealing with Scald burns, because it made water types go from, like, probably within the top 4 best typings competitively to, I would say, tied with Fairy for being the single best typing competitively. Scald as a move is insane. I mean, I don't think it was Scald, though. A lot of people thought that Walking Wake was using Scald when we saw Hydro Steam for the first time. I think it's people seeing something they want to see when it's probably not that. Which, again, I'm glad if they restrict Scald to just Volcanion, because Volcanion's a mythical. Mythicals are flat banned in VGC. Which, again, positives. I might love Scald, but I like my balance a little more. Yeah, it's probably either Water Gun or Hydro Pump. Unless they add in a new special water move that's basically Scald minus the burn chance. Because that's the only real downside of Scald being removed outside of, like, the restoration of balance, is there really isn't a good single target water type special attack. As weird as it is to say, like, we all love Surf, but in doubles, remember, Surf hits both Pokemon. Well, everyone. Scald was kind of that strong water stab that was a single target hit, specially speaking. So, like, your other move after that is like, okay, you're gonna go Water Pulse or Hydro Miss. If you're starter, you get access to Water Pledge, which, you know, is, you know, an 80 base power move, which is good. But, you know, there's no other single target special water move that is, you know, reliable and relatively strong. Letter A through J. B. I'll give you letter B, Mudkip. We were just talking about that, Omar. We don't know if it's Scald. I don't think it was Scald. I do not think that was Scald. Because remember, we thought that it was going to be Scald when we saw Hydro Steam being used by Walking Wake. And it ended up being Hydro Steam. Pretty sure we already have Milotic's moveset in the game. Give me number 1 through 10. 7. I give you the number 7. I mean, unless Milotic is using it with a transfer in from Sword and Shield, then maybe it is. But I don't think Milotic will be learning Scald. I mean, if it does, that worries me. That worries me if Milotic actually does learn Scald, because... Oh, Scald. Scald is one of those moves that just gives me nightmares from how good it was. Like, Scald Kyogre was a whole nother level of nightmare status. 1 through 16. 15. I give you the number 15. But yeah, that kind of bringing back to the whole Walking Wake thing. That was one of my favorite things when we saw the trailer for it on Pokemon Presents Pokemon Day, was everyone in the VGC channel on the Penn State server was just panic attack from, oh god, Scald's coming back. Scald is returning. It was like, oh, we all breathed a collective sigh of relief when we learned it's not Scald, it's just a water-type move that is unique exclusively to it, and it just does more damage in Sun. It was a very reassuring thing to have. You're working, Blorb. Ink from above station DL1. Not a clue what that means, Mudkip. Yeah, your stuff's working on this end. Oh look, it's Gyarados. It's angry sea noodle monster. Oh, I remember this station, it's annoying. Oh, is that Power Wash Simulator? You play in the simulator of the Power Wash? Oh, Octo Expansion. Yeah, never played Splatoon 2. Someone I hope to play Splatoon 2, but I've never played it. Spoon 2. Gyarados is gonna fall off. I don't know. I don't think Gyarados is gonna fall off. Gyarados will, I think, always be a consistently solid pick. Remember, Moxie Intimidate are both fantastic abilities. It is immune to Earthquake. Its only real issue is it doesn't have access to a flying type stab, but even then, it defensively counters Urshifu. You know, defensively countering Urshifu Rapid Strike is not something anything can do. So it's like, there's stuff. The goofy mushroom jellyfish. I mean, it's not a jellyfish, it's just a mushroom. It isn't even a jellyfish, it's just a jellyfish look-alike mushroom. It's a look-alike mushroom. It's a look-alike jellyfish, but it's actually a mushroom. It amuses us. I am very glad that its ability exists, because freaking Pokemon that fast with Spore that wouldn't have, you know, Spore be not going last, a bit too strong. Yes, it does. I know, because remember, it's jumping around. Yeah, its animation is like it dancing a little bit. Regieleki do some dancey do things. Little stubby legs. Regieleki is adorable and very, very happy. We like the happy Regieleki. I look forward to seeing Regieleki just get hard countered by like the competitive and Defiant users. I honestly do think that Regieleki is not going to be as prominent as it used to be, because now we've got Annihilate, and Annihilate is going to just, okay, use your Electro Web on me, slow us down. You activate my Defiant Punch. So it's like, it's gonna do a good job at keeping Regieleki from just destroying everything like it did before. Because then if you want to go, you know, damage output Regieleki, well, damage output Regieleki kind of isn't great. Also boosted Iron Bundle. Yeah, but the thing is it can't knock it out. Iron Bundle doesn't have the power to take down Regieleki in one shot. Because it generally will go Focus Sash. Which means it's still gonna delete the Iron Bundle. That's problematic. I hesitantly foresee Regieleki not being great. Ink from above the station is now complete fun. There it is! There's the little sandcastle! There's our favorite sandcastle of terror! Let's go! And it's coarse, rough, irritating, and it gets everywhere! Again, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. 2 shinies, 1 sandwich so far. I hope this thing is a 0 speed IV. Well, then again, we could just hunt for another one. I'll breed for the 0 speed one off screen and then just give this one away. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not hunting the treasure chest ghost. I'm passively doing the raids, like, off screen to just grind money and resources. But I'm not going out of my way to shiny hunt it. Because these raids kind of bugged. You know, they're kind of a little bugged. Or at the very least, they don't have, like, at all, they're not boosted. So you're going for worse odds than no shiny charm. And with how long the raids take, it's simply not worth it to do. I'm also expecting that they're going to be doing a re-release of these events in the future with, like, probably boosted odds. Or even just making Gimme Ghoul unshiny locked. So, I'm not getting myself in a little bit of a twist about it because they've mishandled. I've actually got a video in the works about how and why this event was so mishandled. They absolutely mishandled this raid. Because, like, you compare these event, like, the event with the Gimme Ghoul, you compare that to the freaking Blissey raids. You compare that to the shiny event raids they had back in Sword and Shield. It's complete night and day. You know, I can understand the devs wanting to dial back how, you know, massive the odds boosts were for the shiny, because, I mean, back in Sword and Shield, they were 2% chance shinies. You know, that's insane odds. Then, you know, you smash cut to this, where these are, you know, beyond full odds, and, you know, I can see them wanting to have dialed it back for the odds a little bit, but making it full odds, well, beyond full odds, I think that honestly was either them not understanding something or them making an error on that. Because again, they've done shiny raids before where the raid odds are boosted, which to me sounds like they just messed something up when it came to doing this raid. Which makes me think that they're probably going to do a reissue of it at some point in the future, or even just unlock shiny Gimme Ghoul normally. Yeah, but it's in raids. The funny thing is, Quasar, I don't even use Metagross. I don't really play anything using Metagross. It's like, it's neat that it's back, but I don't use Metagross. Even my shiny Metagross I have in my Ultra Moon file. It's still in there. There's a reason I didn't bring it into my Sword and Shield version. I don't really feel the need to. You know, yeah, it's my favorite Pokemon, but I'm just kind of content with it sitting in the PC where it is. That happens sometimes. Sometimes the stream just lags. Or just like it boots you back for some weird reason. It's happened to a bunch of people. Historically, it's happened to people. Pelican's kind of dead. Pelican's been dead for a while, that dude. It's been gone for a very long time. Because it's not good. It's a very not good Pokemon. It's a gimmick. That's the thing that we mentioned weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Where Palafin's biggest issue is that it is a massive tell to the opposing side what your lead plays are going to be. Either you're hard switching it out or you're using Flip Turn. Which means, you know, anti-water things like Water Absorb, Redirection, or, you know, just, it's a free hit. And in VGC, where matches are relatively short, you know, that's a huge edge you're giving to your opponent right there with that information. It's not something you want to be giving away that much. It's why it only really worked in things like a best of one. After that, it's like, okay, well, you know exactly what it's doing, and it's a potato.
Thought balance was good.
Yeah, no, it's been gone for a while. Balance is generally good, but Palafin is extremely predictable.
Flip turn, just water U-turn.
Well, things a lot... back in Sword and Shield, multiple Pokemon learned Flip Turn. You got it as a move tutor move. Now, I believe it is exclusive to Palafin. You know, it's a good pivot move. But it's not a good pivot move when only one Pokemon gets it, and that Pokemon's entire gimmick is literally entirely focused on pivoting. That's what makes it predictable. If, you know, other water types got it, like, Barraskewda, Barraskewda I know got it, and like a few other water was like a Basculin, Basculegion, or, you know, other things, you know, things that were not Palafin got it. It wouldn't be a dead... Granted, if you're seeing Palafin, you know Palafin's going to be carrying Flip Turn because of its gimmick ability. So, like, that's kind of what kind of kills it right there. Again, that's kind of the issue of Palafin. It's impractical because of the nature of its predictability. You want to be anything other than predictable when it comes to VGC, unless it is just that damn good. Like, that's why Indeedee is such a great Pokemon. Yeah, it's predictable. You know it's going to be Trick Room, you know it's going to be Helping Hand, you know it's going to be Follow Me. But it is such a solid combination, and you don't know what it's using at what time. You know it's going to have those moves, but you don't know what it's going to be doing at what time. That throws people off. With Palafin, you know it's going to be pivoting in and out. But if you force it out consistently, it's just flatlines.
Iron Bird has Flip Turn.
Oh, yeah, right. Delibot gets Flip Turn as well. But it never uses it in doubles, because its move slots are too valuable. I think you see Delibot with it in singles, because then it doesn't need Protect. So it can actually, like, do pivot things.
TPK last. TPK.
Yeah, I know we haven't been doing TOTK lately, Aiden. The reason for that is the controllers have not been behaving well, and we're experimenting with some other things. I'm really waiting for the new controller to arrive so I can play Tears of the Kingdom with the actually good controller, and not need to be dealing with my controller literally fighting me whenever I'm playing.
Just do balance with Glowitzer. By the way, I'm not using Indeedee anymore, because there are just random people on VGC chat room that said Crest is way better than Indeedee and everything.
Cresselia doesn't get Follow Me. Crest does not get Follow Me. I would say They're wrong on that. They are outright lying. It does not get follow me, which is a massive edge. Hello there, Gentleman Glassguard. Come on, the mods, go grab Gentleman Glassguard's link. Yes, like, the thing is, Crest might have better bulk, but it does not have follow me. Follow me is that solid of a move. You know, when you are one of, what, there's only 3 users of follow me in the entire game so far? Pachirisu, which sucks. Mouse Hold, which has fallen off. Well, Mouse Hold, Tandem Mouse, I forget which one's actually which has also fallen off. And Indeedee. And then the other ones are the Rage Powder users, but all of those get bypassed by grass types. Which, that's a bit of an issue. Levitate is a very good ability. But also Psychic Surge shuts down Fake Out, it shuts down all forms of priority. It shuts down Prankster anti-attack. So it's like, you're giving up a lot of good things for Cresselia. Cresselia's got a lot of good things going for it, but you're also giving up a lot of amazing things on Indeedee's end too. You know, you don't need to deal with things like Prankster, Taunt, Prankster, Prankster Taunt, Prankster Thunderwave, Prankster Quash, Prankster Will-O-Wisps. No need to worry about Talonflame Brave Birds as long as Gale Wings is activated. There's a lot of benefits to Indeedee. They're not really one-to-one comparable. That's why I said, like, if someone is saying that, they have no idea what they're talking about. Also, so can Indeedee. Indeedee gets Heal Pulse. There's a lot of things Indeedee gets. It just depends on which way you want to spec it. Hi, Anna. How you doing? Yeah, they're not one-to-one comparable. They're very, very fundamentally different. They have a few like cursory similarities, like they both get Trick Room, but their kits are very vastly different. It can't cure status conditions, but it also doesn't have to sacrifice itself, which is also kind of a big plus. Unless they kept its new signature move from Legends, which that move is kind of insane. Did they keep that move? Found 4 shinies today and only 1 was a dupe. Yikes. Lunar, what is Lunar Blessing again? Well, we got 2 shinies so far. Lunar Blessing. Did they actually keep that and not change it? Lunar Blessing. Change of itself and its ally. Wow. Wow, Lunar Dance is completely useless now. Then again, no one ever used Lunar Dance, so that kind of makes sense. It restores I think it restores half of HP. Maybe it restores... I don't know what the percentage actually the difference is. Welcome in, guys. Yeah, Lunar Dance was always bad. Remember, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I want to see what the speed stat of this Sandy Gast is. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of checks of what its speed is. Because if it's a 0 or a 1 speed, if it's a 0 or a 1 speed, then that's actually viable. That's functionally viable for Trick Room. Oh wow! Hey, Pokemon Showdown's damage calculator finally has a dark mode. Well, shit, that's actually really nice. They finally added a dark mode. But yeah, it's like there's many fundamental differences. But the other thing is, Indeedee can stop a status from being applied to its ally via way of follow me. So like there's definitely positives for both ends. Okay, let's check to see what this thing's got in terms of stats. Not let me Giga Drain. Sandy Gast. Sandygast. I want to see what this thing's IVs are. I know it is decent, which means that is at minimum 1, I think at maximum of like 8. No, you're not evolving. I think it's level 66 at this point. Oh, 56. 56. Alright, let's check and see what your IVs are. Alright. Speed 0. I know you're on negative speed nature. So minus speed. 23. Nope. Yeah, nope. It's not a 0. It's not a 1 speed. Much sadness. Oh yeah, it is also a Glasgow. It's Ash's Glasgow from the anime. Well, that's actually pretty good. I mean, still, we got a shiny. We got a shiny Sandygast. I'm happy with it. But I am going to be breeding for a 0 speed Trick Room one. But, with that done, we're going to go for Stone Joiner. Because that's one of the 3 remaining version exclusives we have to go get now. There are only 3 remaining. Because Orangaroo is going to be we're going to be getting Orangaroo via Masuda method. Because I want a Trick Room one for 0 speed. Yeah. I mean, the anime is generally not the most accurate way certain Pokemon are shown in battles. I think we can all agree on that. And there is Stone Joiner. It's time to go for Rock Sandwich. You're a bold one, Jared. How are you doing? You're a bold one. Wait, Noivern was actually in the anime? They actually did something with Noivern in the anime? What's some... Orangaroo is a very good support. Instruct. One of the best support tech moves there is. One of the best support tech moves there is. Oh, wrong button. Bacon, bacon. Salty, salty. Not salty, sweet, sweet. Wink, pika. Oh, yeah. You gotta remember, the Gen 6 anime to me is a blur. Gen 6's anime is just... It existed. And... very little else. There's no recognition of like, oh, this happened. I remember there was a Goodra. And that was kind of it. Oh yeah, didn't Lysandre have a shiny Gyarados in it too?
Why did everyone stop using the Psychic Monkey?
Probably because they forgot how good it was.
Because he was super weak to ice.
Yeah. The thing is, Alex, that's not a high bar to clear. That isn't a high bar to clear better than the game. So that realizes the same. I will agree with you on that, but it's not a high bar to clear. It's like saying the American Godzilla movie in 2014 was better than the one in 1998. Not a high bar to clear. Alright. Let's get shiny hunting. Stone Joiner. In the sand. Because it is coarse, rough, irritating, and it gets everywhere. Let's go. Let's look for the giant stilt rock monster. I like Stone Joiner. Not hard to... Exactly, Gliscor. Not a particularly high bar to clear. Despite the accuracy of the statement, it is not a high bar to clear. Yeah. It is slightly darker in colors, is the thing. Yeah, the tricky thing to notice with Stone Joiner is the dark spots and the light spots swap. So we'll be looking for a darker set of legs with lighter dots. So it shouldn't be that hard to find. So it shouldn't be that hard for us to find. It's weird the sand doesn't cause as much lag as the rain does. I've noticed that. The rain causes so much more lag.
Hunting sandy shock. Sounds like fun.
The funny thing is we spotted sandy shocks immediately. We did not have a hard time with our sandy shocks shiny hunt. Granted, I'm a big fan of the magnet family already, so maybe the game was like, okay, you like the magnets. We will give you this one easily. We found a shiny shiny Raichu as well during that. Yeah, we got a few dupe shinies during that hunt. Alright, but let's look for the little spot. Let's look for the brighter spotted legs. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting hunt. I feel like Stonejourner was one of those Pokemon they expected and they kind of designed from a stat and ability standpoint to be good competitively, and then it just freaking flopped harder than a pancake from orbit. Because just no one used it for anything. It's a neat idea for what its ability and stuff is. The problem is, it's so impractical. It is an impractical Pokemon with a neat idea. Okay, well, sand is now gone, so we can see a little bit easier. What did you finally... What were you hunting for, Cherry? This game is sand. I mean, no, that's me with my Tyranitar teams, Gentleman Glasgow.
And the sun last scared me. But I was able to get 3. Gosh, I had Corpknight during that. Fennekin took the views go.
Cherry, you have to remember, my brain is a sieve. Things go in one ear, and they go out the other. I don't retain information.
21.
I mean, the thing is, it's still not as bad as definitely not Alan with his shiny Mewtwo hunt. Almost 30 times odds in Dynamax Adventures. So it's like, big yikes. Big yikes on that. It's going to be interesting seeing what they do with a Dynamax Adventures-like system, if they're going to be adding anything like that. Because the devs would be idiots to not add a Dynamax Adventures-like Sims. Yeah, he is. Yeah, around 3,000 DAs for Mewtwo. He's been going for that for like over a year and change at this point. But Buddy has been absolutely shafted by the RNG.
I don't care how they would do it, but that would be interesting.
Well, I mean, that's why I have a video on it, like, hypothetically, for, like, well, theory crafting what it's gonna be. The way I see them doing a Terastallized-like version of Dynamax Adventures is you start with one big timer bar, and then you get a little bit of extra time each battle you win, so, like, you just... It basically is the same way as how Dynamax Adventures was, but it's just with Terastallized now, where they tweak a few things. I mean, you could hunt Carbink in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. There are many other games to hunt Carbink in. Yeah, there's a few ways I foresee them being able to implement a Dynamax Adventures-like system. The only tricky part is it would require a reworking of the Terrasilize mechanic, because I don't see them not doing a system like Dynamax Adventures. We have to, put back into perspective. Dynamax Adventures is what kept Sword and Shield alive beyond Legends release. When Legends basically died 2 months, actually like a month and a half after it released, people came back to Sword and Shield because Dynamax Adventures was legitimately fun. And even like into Scarlet Violet, people still did Dynamax Adventures things. So it's like, they would be foolish not to do it again.
Of having not been the new generation since Gen 5.
No, Gligar's was in Gen 7 as well. It was in Gen 6 and Gen 7.
They just didn't really die. People still play Legends a lot.
No, Legends died. The only reason why people are going back to Legends right now is a nostalgia hit. Because there's also a lot of stuff in Legends you can't get in this game. Also because people miss the little shiny notification thing that Legends had for shiny hunting things.
The only thing was its story.
Exactly. Legends is not a good game. Legends is grind. It is a watered down version of Mystery Dungeon Sky. At which point, Mystery Dungeon Sky is just a better game. Yeah. The best way I've heard Legends summed up as is the greatest game you'll never play again. The story really only hits because we just weren't expecting it. When you know what the story is going into it and you know, oh yeah, to go replay the game, you're going to have to go and catch you're going to have to catch the same Pokemon 30 times over and use the same move 20 times and do that for like 15 Pokemon. Enjoy the grind. We often forget how grindy the game is because the first time we didn't have any idea of what was going on. The funny thing is, it isn't even open world. Open world implies, open world is what this game is, where you can go wherever you want right at the start. Legends is open-ended. So it isn't even an open world game. It lies. And for someone like me who loves battling, Legends had no battles.
That's the best spin-off game.
That's what you call moving the goalposts, Cherry. That's like saying, oh yeah, this game is better than this game. You can't compare it to that. It's like, that's kind of the point, is to compare it to other stuff. I mean, it's literally the exact same game. It's you fall back through time, have amnesia. Your main goal is to stop a megalomaniac who's trying to screw with the gods of space and time because he's a megalomaniac. It is the exact same story. You even get thrown out of the village in basically the same exact way, and no one trusts you. Legends is a spin-off. If Legends is a mainline game, that means Let's Go and Coliseum and XD are also mainline games. If Legends is mainline, so is XD and Let's Go. And again, reiterate, Legends doesn't have battles. Legends substitute for gym battles isn't even battles. It's just throw food at the Pokemon. Really? Interesting. It is mainline. Interesting. Even then, it's still, even then, Let's Go, or not Let's Go, even then, Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky it's the same story as what Legends has, and it's just a better version of that same exact story. Even the story beats are the exact same. So it's like, why would I play a watered-down version of a good game when I can just play the original, actually good game that doesn't make me grind for like 7 hours per area? That's really what kills Legends for me more than anything, is that if you want to play the game, you gotta go catch these Pokemon and just grind. You'll use the same moves again and again and again, catching them again and again and again. That's not fun. And there's no battles. You can count the number of battles where the NPC has 2 or more Pokemon, and I don't count those like 4v1s where they have like 4 Pokemon, but 3 of them are level 15 and you're in the 40s. I don't count those, because that's not a 4v1. That is 3 things that are completely inconsequential. You can count the number of battles with 2 or more Pokemon on one hand.
In future Legend game, they need to make less right.
I don't think there's going to be future Legends games. Legends was a tech demo. Legends was basically a tech demo for this game. It's like the same thing as what Let's Go was. It had a specific function, and that function is passed.
Wii Sports' attack demo, it got a sequel.
The difference is that the Wii was entirely designed around motion controls. Like, literally the point of the Wii was motion controls. That's not the same thing as a tech demo of a game that was just meant to be expanded into a better, different game. I was like, you ever have like this painful ringing just suddenly shoot into your ears at the same time? That was not pleasant. That was very not pleasant.
So we attack demo sequel. Do we have the attack demo sequel for attack demo?
Exactly. It was a tech demo, the sequel to a tech demo. It's like, that's completely different than what Legends was. Tinnitus.
Like if we can get another, would be this year's.
I don't think we're gonna get another Legends game. Like, would I like another one? Yes. Like, I would like to see a Legends game where it isn't a grind. You know, where it's like, okay, maybe catch this Pokemon like 4 times. And in total, it's like, maybe catch the thing 12 times the full dex entry, use this move like 15 times. You know, basically cut in half the number of requirements to fill out the dex entries. That would make the game a lot better, so it's not as grindy. Yeah. Yeah, it's... A future Legends game is basically in this thing of... I can see them doing it, but if they do it, they need to basically take out everything that was a grind, which, really, let's be real, was 90% of what Legends was. It was grind. Because the game we got was not good. That's the thing. The Legends game we got was not good. If they could remove the things that were not good about it, and actually give battles, and actually make it not a grind and not a chore to get to future areas, that would be a good game. The issue of Legends was execution of the game. There's good ideas, bad execution.
Yeah, I just want whatever the next game is. Glitches.
The funny thing is, there really weren't any intrusive glitches. They didn't really affect gameplay. It was just visual.
Probability, you know what it means.
When you say probability of Unova remakes, do you mean like within the next year, which is a 0 chance of that happening? If you mean ever, very probable. Because they never release the next game in a given generation a year after the previous game was released. This happened with Sword and Shield. The release cycle of Sword and Shield was Sword and Shield release, next year is the DLC, and then the year after is BDSP and Legends, and then the year after that we got Generation 9. So it's like we're a year and a half out from the soonest possible release of a Gen 5 remake.
Been 7 years, remakes, please.
But remember, they've been accelerating things. They've been getting basically on a 1-year dev cycle for things. Well, 1 year, not dev cycle, 1 year release cycle for things.
Generally, the remakes released every even generation. Took an extra year to work in Arceus.
Not always. Remember, Let's Go was Gen 7. Let's Go was also Gen 7. So it's like they... Not as cut and dried. I am generally one for patterns, but I'm also one for looking at when those patterns are being shattered. I don't disagree, it was also a tech demo. But it is also intrinsically another game that is a remake. So it does need to be considered in the same vein. If you exclude certain data points, it kind of invalidates the entire thing.
Not remakes, those are remasters. I think not the first time.
But again, it is still a remake. It is still a remake. Which by definition means it must be considered. Come on, Stone Jorner. Stop being a shoe. Because by the same token, you could say that Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire wasn't a remake, it was a remaster of Oras. Because the Delta episode was entirely new. There's a line that needs to be drawn for what's a remake and what's a remaster, and you can't say one is a remake and one's a remaster when they both fundamentally did the same thing. That's moving the goalposts.
Well, Let's Go did with the generally changed, is why I said the generally. I was considering it.
Yeah, it's a thing of, you can't say, well, one is, one isn't, based on picking and choosing to specifically support one side. You have to include all of them or include none of them. Because by that logic, even BDSP, which is an incredibly faithful game to the originals, even then by definition isn't a remake then. Because it did actually change a bunch of things from Diamond and Pearl. So it's where is the line drawn?
Anyone available? I don't want a Masuda hunt right now.
Skrelp! Shiny on Skrelp. You see the point that I made, is that you can't just lump out one because it does not conform to the argument when it kind of refutes the argument.
Talking about changing the release time, not the game changes.
You asked for the answer. You asked for one to hunt. I gave you one to hunt. There's also the thing that we're going to be hunting after this one.
Another target. Yellow.
Hey, nice. What did you think of the final fight, David? What did you think of the first 3 phases? And then what did you think of phase 4? Because I love the first 3 phases. Phase 2 and 3 are my favorite of that whole thing. Phase 4 I don't care for.
Maybe I'll change the release time.
Yeah, they really should change the release time of the games. But I think that they're going forward, it's going to be probably every other year. Every generation they're going to be having a release of a remake. Because the last 3 generations, they have had a remake every gen.
Picnic. Haven't touched TOTK in a few weeks. Not at the time.
I've been enjoying it. The only reason we haven't been playing it...
One word, arrows go, boom.
Well, that's not one word. That's 3 words. Those are 3 words. Those are technically 3 words. Would kaboom technically be 1 word or 2? Would you consider kaboom to be 1 word or 2?
So I'm afraid of speeding up times and might drop the quality.
Well, the thing is, these games are in development for a long time. You know, it's you can't have all the different parts of the game being worked on simultaneously. And very likely, we're going to be seeing a bit of a delay when it comes to the next generation of consoles, because we still don't know when the next generation of consoles is coming out. However, I am expecting we're going to be getting the next Nintendo console generation, probably within the next, like, year or 2. Okay, I'll type it in. 1. We so rarely use hyphens in our phrasing, so I don't know if it's 1 or 2 words. Because what, the Switch is like 7 years old at this point? Like, that's the other reason why they use the same engine as they use for Sword and Shield in this game and in Legends. Because Scarlet Violet's game engine is a modified version of Legends engine, which Legends game engine is just a modified version of Sword and Shield. The reason for that is very likely the pure cost of developing a brand new game engine for Legends and then for this game will simply not recoup enough costs by the time the next generation console comes out, and they need to, from the ground up, build a new game engine anyway. So it's like, they would be hemorrhaging money if they did that. They'd be hemorrhaging money for, realistically, no gains. Which is likely why they just use the modified version of the game engine. That's the reason why there's a few of the graphical bugs in the game, is you're simply pushing the engine past what it can realistically handle. Because, remember, Legends had a lot of the same issues in performance that Scarlet Violet had. The thing that hid them is the art style of Legends was designed to hide a lot of it, but also it didn't load in areas that were as massive. Each of your, well, like 5 areas of Legends were maybe, what, a third of the size of, you know, say like the overall Paldea region, maybe less than a third. And they were basically all the same art style between all of them. You look at, like, this area. You look at, you know, Paldea. You've got, you know, big desert next to, you know, grassy fields, next to mountains, next to water. You have so much more going on that's so much more intensive over a much larger area, which is stressing the system even further. But you go into, like, the Alabaster Icelands. The game has just got to basically render one texture, and it's just snow. Which is much less stressful on the game's engine. Technically 7. Okay. If you're including Mistress Kogita's little house as one area, we need to have a talk. That's that is not an area. That is just a house. But Legends was a much less visually intensive game, just in terms of like what the demands were put on the engine. Which is why this game has those issues, despite being a modified version of the same game. It's pushing past what Legends needed to. At least it's an area of large expanse of sand. You could probably fit the entirety of Mistress Kogita's house on top of that. On top of, like, the smallest rock outcropping, you could probably fit that entire area of Mistress Kogita's house. That place is tiny. I just kept using arrows. Really?
How did you get everywhere in Legends map with separate areas?
Exactly. The thing is, you can't go everywhere in Legends map. That's why it's not an open world game. It's an open-ended game. Open-ended just means within an area you can do basically whatever you want. Open world means you can go wherever you want, whenever you want, by basically any means you want. Legends was compartmentalized. Which means everything is separate.
We're in Legends map. Separate area map is new.
Yeah, I would consider Jubilee Village its own separate area. Not Mistress Kogita's area as a separate one. So there's technically like 6. But even then, there's really not as much in Jubilee Village as there is in like the actual areas you find Pokemon. It's much less graphically intensive. But also because those individual areas are much, much smaller and much, much more homogeneous in terms of what the actual graphics are, it doesn't stress the game as much. Hey, Logan!
His house being an area.
No, because you said 7 areas. There's Jubilee Village, Mistress Kogita's place, and then the 5 sub-areas. I would not consider the 7th area to be Mistress Kogita's little house. When that's so small. That's an area where you literally go there just to speak to one NPC. It's the same thing as going into like a Pokemon Center in these games and saying the Pokemon Center is its own separate area. It's like, it's... in comparison to the rest of the areas in the game, it might as well not even exist.
Did you get the 2 shiny POKEDEX?
I did not. Yes, technically it is a new loading zone. But it's an area where you entirely go in just to go talk to one NPC. And you do nothing in that one area other than talk to one NPC. Technically, yes. But it's not an area of the same scope as the others. Even then, still 7 areas, still compartmentalized game. It doesn't have to load all of the areas simultaneously. Which means, if it doesn't have to load them all simultaneously, they cannot have the same graphical issues. Which kind of further proves the point of it doesn't stress the game engine as much. Which is why you didn't have as obvious visual issues. I've never played Sonic, so I don't know what Marble Zone is. Like, you could literally be making that up and I wouldn't know if it's real or not. So I can't really comment. We've been over. I don't know a damn thing about Sonic games. How much longer we got left on the sandwich timer? Wow. Really? And no shiny Stone Jarner. Did I save? Did I save before I did this? So I just reset after? Oh yeah, I saved after I got the shiny. Okay. I appreciate that, but I don't accept traded shinies. I appreciate the offer on that, Logan. Well, we're just resetting. We didn't get the shiny on that one. Don't join or sparkle for us.
Sometimes you get unlucky with image.
I mean, I've been lucky and unlucky with it. it is technically an area, but it's not an area to the same scope as the other areas. That's the point I was making. Technically it is. But if you're considering Mistress Kogita's house to be an area of the same scope and scale as, like, the Alabaster Icelands in terms of the way the game handles it, that is not correct. Functionally, there are only 6 areas. Even then, kind of, Jubilee Village doesn't push the same way. Alright, let's try again. And I said before, in terms of scope. I said before it was in terms of scope, even before you said that. That's kind of the whole point. Hey, Greninja. How you doing? That's the thing. It's not an area to the same functionality as the other areas. It's literally just a house. It doesn't do anything in terms of stress the game. That's kind of the point, is it's in area technically, but in functionality, it's not an area to the same scale. There we go, get it messed up, that tomato which pushed it to the side. So I can actually put this down. And there we go. Damage done. This isn't debating, Cherry. This is kind of getting annoying. I need to get some more water. I'll need to get some more water after this. Yeah. I need to get some water. Let's try and get this shiny. Yeah, a little bit of slowdown when the rain is here. It's weird, the rain causes slowdown, but the sand doesn't, despite the sand seeming to be more intensive. I guess maybe it's the way the game handles like the light reflection. Odd. I'll have to test that a bit more, see, like, rate of movement in things like rain and snow and sand. I'll have to test that later. That sounds like it could be fun. And by fun, I mean only fun for me, because no one else finds that kind of stuff interesting, because I'm a numbers nerd. Breaking half. His eyes are a different color. Yeah, you can get Shiny Gimmighoul now. It's only via the event raids and only the level 5 raids. But you can't... It doesn't make the shiny sparkle animation when a shiny raid starts. So you basically need to either spot the difference, which is almost impossible, or catch it and check afterwards. So like, it's not really even worth shiny hunting it. I'm expecting they're gonna fix it and do basically a re-release of the raid at some point in the future, but it's very, very weird. I'm really only using the event as a way of just grinding a crap ton of money, because you get so many sell-fodder items, and I can just use that to cash in and buy a whole bunch of vitamins for the competitive prep streams. But yeah, those are happening every Sunday. Every Sunday, we're doing battles with viewers. It's also good because we're going to be bringing in, you know, the old Pokemon from Sword and Shield. So like a lot of stuff is going to be legal when transferring in, which means you can prepare a whole bunch of new stuff, which makes sense why they're doing an event for money.
Once again, Ganondorf beat him third try using the Lionel bow with 3 shot. Was off those ones.
Fine. Yeah. It's the thing is, it's actually lower odds than full odds. Full odds is 4,096, It's slightly more because of the weird way in which raids and static Pokemon are actually calculated. So yeah, it's not worth doing, in my opinion. And I am deliberately avoiding the, like, oh, here's a guaranteed shiny gimme ghoul raid that we're resetting, because you never know if those are hacked. Yeah, the only thing that I'm using the gimme ghoul raids for is just a way of grinding money. That is it. Because they give out a good amount of self-fodder items, which is the best thing. Once that goes away, it's like, okay, I'll probably keep them around and just, like, just do them off-stream. You know, in terms of, like, preserving the raid, just to get more money, like what I did with the Blissey raids, just get more Terra Shards. But, yeah, it's not a good raid event. The funny thing is, like, they did the Blissey raid event so well. Like, I don't get why it is they had the Blissey raid. And it's like, you did everything so right with it. You had the amazing event raids back in Sword and Shield that were the amazing event raids back in Sword and Shield that were just like, okay, here's a 2% shiny. I mean, obviously 2% chance of getting a shiny from any of the raids, that was a bit much. I can see why they dialed it back. But dialing it back to, worse than full odds, that I think was either a misprogramming thing on their part, or them not fundamentally understanding anything and making an overreaction. Because Pokemon devs are notorious for overreactions. What is this? We don't know yet. Exactly. We go, you hunt the metal gold, get the coin. Well, you're not really getting money from them, you're getting, like, self-fodder items, like nuggets, pretty wings, and a lot of experience candy, and a good amount of Terra Shards. So it's like, even if you don't need the money, if you want Terra Shards, it's a good way of getting a lot of Terra Shards. You're not getting as many as you are from the Blissey raids, but you're getting a decent amount of them. You get, like, what, like 4 per raid, and, like, 4 from multiple typings. You get, I think, something like probably 15 or so of the typing of the raid, and then you get, like, 4 Terra Shards for a bunch of other types. The thing for the Ho-Oh raid, you're gonna have to see the Ho-Oh Dynamax Adventure reaction. You're gonna have to wait to see what that reaction is. Still editing stuff. I'm basically working on cleaning out a whole bunch of footage from my PC, which is what we're gonna be doing later tonight, which is why this stream is gonna end up being shorter than our other ones were. Just because I'm gonna get editing some more videos. I am going to be cleaning out the, basically, hard drive so I can start recording again. Speed feathers are useful. Speed feathers are helpful. The feathers in general are useful. But I prefer to go get vitamins because it's just easier. But I have a lot of the feathers for other purposes. I use that just like patch up here and there any effort values. Yeah, again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. One thing that I also need to get back to doing is, like, for some reason, YouTube Shorts have been acting weird lately. Whereas, like, they just get no views. I think YouTube broke the Shorts algorithm. Because, like, there's days where it's like, okay, no views on Shorts. And there's other days where, like, it actually does really well. So, like, what is going on? It's very weird. The Shorts algorithm is an enigma. I don't get how they kind of mess things up with it. Because the weird thing is, the Shorts algorithm started behaving very, very weird when they released the YouTube Partners Program change. So I'm thinking, When they did that, they might have messed up something in the algorithm. They did that. YouTube Shorts, like, generally did very, very well. Like, I'd upload a short and just, like, generally consistently hit about 1,000 views on it. Now it's, like, 10. And I do it at the same time every day. It's like, that's weird. And a number of other people that I've talked to, like, they noticed the exact same thing. And it was at the exact same time. It's like, something happened here. No, you do. They changed YouTube Shorts monetization things. You actually do earn money from them. But it's just, you only earn actual money if you get, like, millions of views on individual shorts. It's kind of the thing. View revenue is kind of low. It's you can get thousands of views on something and you earn like a few pennies. It's not like you get like 5 cents a view. It's like, no, you get like 0.0000001 penny for like 10 views. Hey Evie, how you doing? I wish I could just disable the Shorts avenue, the Shorts revenue thingy, but I don't think there is actually a way to disable that. But yeah, basically later today is just going to be a lot of editing and cleaning out my PC's hard drive, just deleting stuff. Because I have a lot of videos still on my PC that I haven't uploaded yet. Because it seems whenever I upload, like, a video, or, like, upload a short, or whatever it is, YouTube does a sub-purge. So it's like, there's no point in uploading videos, like, one at a time. When it's anytime I upload a thing, I immediately get, like, sub-purged. So I'll, like, upload a whole bunch right at once. So if I get a purge, just with one. That was probably the way it was before. But it's like, it's the ad revenue from YouTube is non-existent unless you're one of like the big channels. That's one of the reasons why so many channels actually have sponsors. Is like, it's multiple revenue streams.
Right, so I can use tomorrow for the sole reason.
Cinderace isn't in the regulation rules, Alpha. We're doing Regulation C, which Cinderace is banned in. It's the same rules we had last week. Yeah. The only reason I don't like Cinderace is because it's not good. It's also forcibly shoved down our throats by the actual devs, which annoys me. And actually, with the nerf to Libero, it really isn't that good. It was good. It was a good support with something like coaching, but now without that, it doesn't really have that anymore. See, I like Armarouge. Armarouge is actually a good Pokemon. The good thing is that thing's also terrible. Sub Sandwich Neck Dialga is garbo. I'm super happy because apparently the way they handle the origin forms is their original orbs no longer turn them into the origin forms. We no longer turn Giratina into origin form Giratina. But they made new orbs that turned them into the origin forms. And they do nothing but turn them into origin form. So it's like, you can't run, like, leftovers origin Dialga. Top 5 least favorite. Ooh. Number one on that list, or I guess, inverse one is Lucario, which I have a whole thing on that. I'm not going to go into it. It involves people who gaslit me. 2's Greninja. 3's probably Mewtwo. Probably 4 is Cinderace. And 5 is probably Mega Metagross. It's like, really outside of like just number 1 and number 2 of my least favorites, it's kind of a gray area. Because after that, you get into what I call generalized indifference, where I don't really care one way or another about a certain thing. It's like, I don't care for Blaziken, but I don't dislike it. It's just generalized indifference. Always be Landorus Therian. False Swipe Gaming actually had a fascinating post they made about Landorus Therian. It's like, I can't remember what exactly it was, but it was like basically in defense of Landorus Therian. Which, like, to see False Swipe Gaming defending Landorus Therian was like, oh dang. That's gonna turn some heads. And also probably make a lot of people very mad at him. But like, I don't dislike Landorus Therian. I don't dislike it. It's like, my favorite thing is, like, the thing is, Landorus is what I use as, like, part of an example thing I say where it's like, just because something works against one thing doesn't make it look good. Like, because Mamoswine clowns on Landorus Therian, that doesn't mean that Swinub is good. It means that Mamoswine can clown on Landorus, but it doesn't mean that Swinub is good. He has intimidated as everywhere in competitive. It's good. The reason it's everywhere is because it's good. The funny thing is, it isn't even everywhere in competitive. It was good in Sword and Shield because of Dynamax Max Airstream. But, like, without that, it's probably going to fall off. Because it doesn't have knockoff anymore. It doesn't have Max Airstream. It's now pretty much just going to be, like, an Intimidate pivot. Which, like, the loss of knockoff was huge for it. Like, that did a lot of damage to Landorus. The only thing that kind of kept it going was Dynamax Max Airstream, which it also lost again. So, like, really, all it's got is fast U-turn. Fast U-turn Intimidate, not fast U-turn. It's Pokemon I hate. What's the first most hated Pokemon for fighting? I have to know what the number 1 most hated one for you is. But like, if it's the second, I can't imagine what the number 1 is, unless it's like Eternamax Eternatus. Zacian's so easy to break back in Sword and Shield. It was so easy to clown on. Just bring, like, Scald Grass, just bring Scald Water Ground Boys, and they just destroy Zacian. They clown. They clown. Like Crabominable. I can respect that. I have no love for Crabominable, it's just, again, generalized indifference. But I can see why people don't like Crabominable. I only used to bring Pokemon I like. That is your critical mistake there, Alpha. That is the critical mistake. That was a habit I had to basically break myself of when I started out, is like, I can use the Pokemon I like, but I'm also going to lose. Which means I'm going to not enjoy playing. It means I'm going to like the ones I like less. So it's like, I'll not use the ones I like, because then it means I won't start to dislike them by not having a good time with them. Preserve the good memories with my philosophy. Shiny Random Terrapin. Nice! Nice, Omar. How could you tell it was a shiny? They look basically identical. They look basically the same. How did you tell the difference?
Like, because they are good, like Masquerada. Orange is pale.
Well, yeah, but you've got, like, the glowing terastallized stuff around it. It's like that completely desaturates the colors around it. The orange is pale. I'm not looking forward to having a shiny hunt like the rest of the Eevee family. That's one of the few shiny hunts that I dread more than I dread. I know full well what I'm expecting to get into when it comes to the shiny Poipo hunt. I knew going into that it was going to be full odds. But like the more I think about the Eevee family hunt, I was like, yeah, I need to get this many Eevee. And I think, oh, it's going to take so long to get those. We finished Tears of the Kingdom a while back. We finished Tears of the Kingdom a few weeks ago. We didn't finish a 100% run, but we're not playing Tears of the Kingdom until, like, the new controller arrives.
Is begging for Indeedee to spawn.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna shiny hunt Eevee in a different game. Like, I might just SOS chain Eevee in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I've got a multitude of... I could honestly make... I could make that a stream series, hunting Eevee in different games. That could be fun. I drink none of those, Blorb. I am a Fanta and Crush kind of guy. I don't drink Coke, Pepsi, or Dr. Pepper. I never cared for them. For me, it's like, it's root beer, Sierra Mist, Sprite, grape and orange soda, or it's nothing. I will have water otherwise. I just love Fanta. It's been too long since I've had Fanta or I've had Crush. I have a particular weakness for grape Crush. I have yeah, root beer. Root beer is like my general one that I go to, but my favorite is grape. Yeah, Fanta, orange, or Crush grape are probably my favorites. Yeah, this is gonna be our last sandwich we're gonna run for today because I do have to watch the Flufo soon. In addition to, of course, cleaning out the PC. So, that is gonna be what we're gonna do. Got 10 minutes left. No more space. What is this? Just fantasy? That's a good one, Jared. That's a good one. This is why we like you, Jared. This is why we like you. You make references that I enjoy. Now I need someone to Photoshop a picture of the boat old Joseph Joestar was on in Diamond is Unbreakable. Just in a sea of orange Fanta. Jared, can you make that a reality? Can you make that a reality, Jared? Or will you make that a fantasy? So either way, you're making it a fantasy. And I'm using that one. I'm taking that one for my own purposes. I am yoinking that. Screw off, freaking Stone Journer. Sparkle already, you stupid rock thing. Is this what I get for having never gone to Britain to see Stonehenge? Is this what you do? I do love how it is literally a Pokemon that's just Stonehenge. It's Stonehenge of legs. I'm such an idiot. But again, that's why you guys come here. You guys enjoy to see the idiocy. You guys are here for the stupidity. Come for the stupidity, stay for the suffering. It's why you love it. But I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing my sparkles. I'm not seeing any sparkles, game. You better give me my sparkles. Give me my sparkles. Yeah, game is, you mean to shoot. Well, at the very least, what it means is that we're probably going to get some good luck on a different hunt. So I can tolerate that. I can tolerate some not good luck here. Tolerate some okay luck there. I got a plan. Yeah, again, the Gimme Ghoul raids are good just for just grinding money. Which is, again, what I'm probably going to be doing later tonight after I finish cleaning out the PC. That way, I can just get more prepared for tomorrow. For the battles with viewers. Because I need to do some top-down team reconstruction, because those teams sucked that I was using. And then I can also get working on building actual Regulation D teams. Got a few Regulation D teams I want to try out. But I need to come up with snappy nicknames for my teams, because as we know, that's what I prefer to do with my teams. I prefer to give them all snappy nicknames. It's going to be fun. We need some snappy names for teams. Because, like, my team with Walking Wake was called Walking on the Sun. You know, again, Smash Bros. We might as well Walking on the Sun. It makes sense. Oh, funny how even though the Hatchet Giggle still doesn't. Yep. Again, I think that they intended for the Gimme Ghoul Shiny to be more common. They just didn't realize that they made the odds so astronomically low. Hello, Mudkip. Yeah, it's good you're back, Mudkip. We're actually going to be going on our raid soon. We're going to be going on the raid soon. I'm not seeing Rock Leg thing. Probably. Well, I mean, we don't know yet, and the thing is, they're never going to admit what happened with it. Whether or not it was intentional or whether or not it was a screw up, we are not going to ever know, because they're not going to say, oh, we forgot to make the shiny odds boosted. They'll never say that. But all a matter of time is going to tell. It's just going to be a matter of time. We'll be able to infer. Because here's the interesting thing. They don't... It's not even like it could be, well, they wanted to make the odds low so that way people would go play Pokemon Go. They don't get any benefit, really, from Pokemon Go. They want the direction of the players to be going in the opposite. They want people from Pokemon Go to be playing the main games. Not the other way around, because they don't really get money from Pokemon Go. That's entirely Niantic shtick. Nope, it's just, its eyes are yellow. The eyes just It's just it's like Armarouge and Ceruledge. The only change is the eyes. Yeah, Tin did say that. It's like, wait. I didn't think Tin had a swear bone in his body. That seemed impossible. Mid. Yeah, it's like they added in the shiny, and no one even is able to get it, really. There's people who have them, obviously. But it's still absurdly rare, and most people aren't going to get them. I'm expecting when they add in the DLC areas, they're probably going to make it so you can get Shiny Gimmighoul in those. But yeah, it's going to be weird. Unless they periodically do Gimmighoul raid events where it's just you have a chance of getting Shiny Gimmighoul. But yeah, it's like, I don't know what they're going to do with it. Hey, Pink! You kind of came in before we're ending off, but how are you doing, Pink? One of the mods go grab Pink's link. The nice part is that we didn't even have to try to get him to say it. Really? Pink! Pink! You don't need to do that. Hey, welcome back, Mudkip. You get your thing badge. You get your badge again. Hey! Welcome in, guys. Thank you very much for the Yodaman raid. Small Andy Yodaman themselves. Camden Gaming, a.k.a. The Funny Guy. David. Yandor, how you guys doing? Welcome in, guys. Mods, can you guys go grab Yodaman's link? Thank you guys for coming in. If you haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But how are you guys doing today? Oh, what were you going and doing over on your end of things? We've been shiny hunting for Stonehenge legs. And Stonehenge legs isn't appearing. But we did end up getting 2 shinies today. We finished the Drifloon family. And we got a shiny Sandygast. That's what it was. Platinum Kaizo Ironmon. Ooh, how far did you get this time? How far have you gotten, or have you been stuck at Briefcase Simulator? Oh, nice! 500 subs. Nice! Always a wonderful milestone. I remember when I got mine at 500. That was last year. It was actually, I believe it was almost a year ago exactly is when we hit it. And that is the end of the sandwich. Yeah, that's the end of the sandwich. No shiny. Game stopped being a show. Was lurking in Yotes, I'll be lurking. Got a busy day planned. Ah, makes sense. Yeah, we actually are kind of going to be ending off relatively soon ourselves, though. 2 sandwiches and no shiny. 2 sandwiches and no shiny. Yeah, game is being a shoe. We did manage to get 2 shinies, though, today. We finished the Drifloon family. We finished, well, we got 1 of the 2 shiny Sandygast we need. The other shiny Sandygast, I'm going to do a Masuda hunt for to breed for a 0-speed Trick Room shiny. Oh, trust me, we've had worse luck. I went 10 sandwiches before I got my shiny Charcadet for the first time. We are no strangers to Garbo luck. Hey, Rave! How you doing, Rave? But yeah, Gimmighoul, you go to a different box so I can delete you. You Gimmighoul are gonna get deleted later. But yeah, so we got 2 shinies today. Guess we're on. There's Sandygast. Yeah, Sandygast and Drifloon. So we finished off the Drifloon family. We've only got 3 remaining version exclusives, in Scarlet. Technically, Oranguru, we still have to go get that, but that I'm going to be Masuda breeding for in my Violet version. For, again, a 0 speed one. It's going okay. Get 2 shiny, not bad. No. Well, no, it's, we had 2, they were on a sandwich. So we did 3 sandwiches today, 1 ghost, 2 rock. And these, the 2 Drifloon, the Drifloon and the Sandygast were both from a single ghost sandwich. The others were not that. But, yesterday, we had some very good shiny luck. With, we got a Drifloon and we got a, Tarantula. I keep wanting to say Tarantula. I mispronounced that name when I first saw it, and I've just been mispronouncing it ever since. But, yes. We're actually going to be ending off now. But how you doing, Rave? Also, Rave, the Ditto you gave me, it's finally no longer broken. We finally finished the Froakie shiny hunt. That Froakie shiny hunt was over 5 times odds. That hunt was painful. Well, thank you very much, Small Andy. Thank you very much for that. 2,758 eggs for the second shiny Froakie. It was pain. It was intense pain. But, we are going to be ending off. I have to go watch the doggo soon. For those who are wondering, I actually have a picture of the Flufo. The wonderful white Flufo dog. Gotta go watch her later. Got actually about 15 minutes where I gotta go watch the dog. And then later today I'm gonna be cleaning out some stuff on my PC. You know, just like exporting some footage and then uploading footage for things so I can delete videos so I can start finally recording Metroid Dread. The game I've been waiting a year to finally record. But, we're gonna go raid our buddy Foos. He is doing some shiny hunting in Dynamax Adventures. Which I have a very love-hate relationship with Dynamax Adventures. But yeah. See you guys over on Foos Rodab's thing. Let's roll out, which is the new outro, courtesy of Infinite Midnight.